Honestly, I don't know how our guys continue to believe in our mission and everything that we've done.
We came up here for one job.
Hey, get in the huddle and play the next play. And make a play. And make a tackle. Who's with me?
The message is the same. You know, let's be together, let's work together, and let's build a program.
It just comes with experience. It comes with having to go through some stuff at times, you know, some bumps on the road, and just going through those hardships.
It's all football. The respect that you have earned, not just in the city.
What are we?
Warriors!
What are we?
Warriors!
Let's go.
Let's go!
In a hard-fought rematch against the West Philadelphia Speed Boys, Coach Pat Montgomery earned his first playoff victory in a 28-22 win. But Boys Latin Charter faced a tougher test in round 2. The 4-5 Warriors met the 4-2 John Bartram Braves in South Philadelphia. Turnovers doomed Montgomery and company, effectively ending their season in a 22-14 loss.
I've never been more proud to coach a team than I was today. That's all anybody can ask for. You talked about 40 game a week, so we talked about what? Have no regrets, right? No regrets. Laid everything out on the field. You're champions in my book, man. You will always be champions in my book. Understand it hurts. Disappointed. I'm hurt. I'm disappointed. You know that.
Words on 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 3.
There's a lot of good things to take from this season. Seniors, I'm forever grateful to you guys for what you did and how hard you worked. Young guys, man, the work starts now. You know, you get to the end of the season, once it finally sets in that it's final, it's kind of bittersweet. You look at the fact that you know this team will never be together again, you know, because every year when, you know, you guys that are graduating, moving on, so you lose that side of it. You're disappointed for your seniors because, you know, I think we really had a chance to do something special. And, you know, up until a minute left in the game, we probably were on the verge of doing something special. So it's kind of bittersweet. I think overall it was a good year. I would characterize some of it as probably like missed opportunities. We probably played the hardest schedule that Boys Latin's ever played from the school history. It was good to test ourselves against that kind of a schedule.
Overall, we had a lot of potential left on the table, but I feel like it showed our strength to be able to make the playoffs through, COVID and different things that happened.
You know, these kids have gone through an awful lot this season. There's a lot of grit, a lot of determination, a lot of fight in them to continue to grow and try to get better and work hard. I'll remember that, and I'm really proud of them for how hard they did work.
I want to remember the season by being known as like a team that doesn't give up and likes to take on challenges. Even though we lost, we still went out there with a fight, and so we did what we could.
I've gained a lot of close friends, and that's something that I'll really remember the rest of my life.
No matter what, I think they wanted to do their best and to win. And I'll always remember that about him.
Solomon Cobb finished with the most receiving yards on the team this season, but his numbers wouldn't be possible without his brother at quarterback. With both seniors leaving their mark, will they end up on a playing field together again?
It meant a lot to play with my brother because most times we're doing stuff separate, and to play with him means a lot.
If we can go to college together, play football together, that would be great. I mean, I would like that. Even through all the mistakes that each of us had, we still didn't give up on each other. We still kept trusting each other.
Following their heartbreaking playoff loss, the Warriors didn't dwell. The team leveled the playing field. The Tuesday after the loss, Montgomery gathered his troops for a community service event with the Eagles to show there's more to life than the game of football.
It's always good to give something back, and I think it's important for these kids to learn that sometimes. It's good to see that, the laughs, the smiles, and it puts it all in perspective. And, you know, you lose a tough game, but it's hard to get over. And I think something like that kind of helped us move past it and move forward.
This year, we got a little bit past the traumatic and said, let's use this for energy. We had to endure losing Ricky. We had to endure losing Narkis. Trauma. Everything was for the guys. It's still painful to this day. There is a time for rest. Losing hurts, man, especially when you know the caliber team you have.
The Clippers fell into a losing slump at the end of the season, but thanks to their strong start, things certainly looked up. For the first time in school history, the Chester High Clippers made the playoffs. And what better way to play this game than in front of their home crowd, as the visiting 7-4 Kennett Blue Demons gave the Chester community the exciting playoff game they had hoped. The Demons held on to win 31-28, closing the final chapter on the Clippers' historic season.
Let's go!
Very proud of our organization, our program, what the young men have done this year. First time making playoffs. A historical season. I'm just proud of our team. You know, we've had some gains this year, some things to work on in off season, but overall, I'm very proud of our team. We finished with 4 losses, but I never look at them as losses, always teachable moments. You know, we have some things to think about in the off season, but 7-4 is not too bad.
I think in some aspects we met those expectations, but in some aspects we didn't, and that's okay. We did great. We did better than a lot of teams have done. So I'm just grateful to have had this experience and host a game at home. So that just a lot of things that made me proud this season.
I can't believe we did exactly what we set out to do. We didn't complete the goal completely, but we set building blocks. We made a foundation for what's next in Chester football. So I think that's the biggest thing is we've created a pathway for what can come on Chester football, and something that I can be proud about, and something that as a team we can be proud about and take home and share with our family.
I'm on to the next part of my life now. I'm grateful for what my coaches have done and for what they have instilled in me and for what they've done for me. Boosted me up to where I am right now and kind of guided me to the next path, not only with football but just in life.
We do pride ourselves on being a family, and so our players, they look at it as a brotherhood. We as coaches, they're our sons. So it was just fun being around them. Still fun, when they come into the locker rooms, we always have fun.
And Coach Bell means family literally. As football extends on and off the field, senior Mikkel Martin revealed the deeper personal relationship him and Coach Bell share.
Coach Bell was my godfather. So he's been in my life forever, and he's always been teaching me and always been helping me out through life, just being there when I need him. I know that I can always call on him whenever I need to, and I know that he'll always be there whenever I need him. A
proud goddad, just to see him move into a space of leadership, to be a captain, to speak to his peers, to see where he is today. He finished as a captain. Started the football program in the 9th grade and just, continued through as a senior. So very proud of him.
And proud of all his players. To remind them of their historic efforts, Coach Bell wanted to hold one last meeting with the 2021 family.
Just to let them know, about, how to finish strong. We came out 7-0. Finished 7-4. We're able to make the playoffs. Beautiful. However, making the playoffs, that's become the standard. So now, we must build from, a season such as last year, 7-4, making the playoffs. That's something to build upon.
We've got a taste of what it's like to fail in life, and we're gonna take that. It's like a bittersweet taste, and we're gonna take that and we're gonna, learn from it. It wasn't more just a team, it was like a family. And the bonds that we made, it definitely lasts a long time, a lifetime to be exact. So there's just certain things here that you don't find anywhere else, and I think that's the most important thing.
Coach Bell and the 2021 football team certainly set the standard for Chester High. But what's next for the program? Well, Bell did not hesitate on his players being students first and athletes second.
If our players are focused academically, we're able to, really focus in on the season. And then ultimately, yes, the goal is to make playoffs, states, but we want to make sure that the overall program is really thriving. So that's academically as well as on the field.
From the bottom of my heart, bro, I love y'all. Let me just say that. All right. But besides that, right? Everybody in this room, me personally, we all got a different relationship in a way. From the weight room to me snapping on y'all to just us just having fun to us going out, stuff like that. So just make sure when y'all leave this room, one, remember that y'all always a Clipper, y'all always gonna be welcome here. But two, remember and always walk around with that pride that y'all the first team that ever did it.
And over at Northeast High School, the start of their postseason run was a fitting culmination of a long yet short-lived season. Northeast and Alny met again for the 6A Public League Championship. Northeast showed what Vikings football is all about.
It's definitely been like a shaky road for sure. Earlier in the season, wasn't looking too good. Lost one of our teammates. Even for a little further down the road, I feel like we did face a little bit of more adversity, being with COVID, games getting canceled, eligibility. So I felt like for us to overcome all of that, it's just like not too many people would, still have hope or continue to, see that long road ahead has a purpose.
With us winning the championship, showing the city that we could do stuff, it meant a lot. We're more than friends. We're a big family, a very big family.
I'm blessed to be in this position, to lead the program and to keep this tradition, going as far as winning, high academic program on and off the field. So this season, when I tell you it's been a lot of ups and downs, as other programs in our city and our country, we've had a unique situation. We went, pretty much 2 months in, and we had just as many canceled games as we had games played. I've just been reflecting, with some coaches, even some players, to how we got to this point here today. Honestly, I don't know how our guys continue to believe in our mission and everything that we've done, but I'm very, very thankful. I'm very blessed, just to be a part of this program and to lead these young men. And they put themselves in a position where, we became 6A champions for the 5th year in a row. And it's just a testament to their hard work, a testament to them believing. They just continued to grind, even when things did not go our way. Every day they came with an upbeat mindset, and a lot of days, they actually picked me up. They were my, drive. They were my inspiration.
After winning championships as an assistant, Coach Clark's players made sure to cross off his lifelong goal of earning his first championship as a first-time head coach. And it was clearly more than just a victory for everyone involved.
We owed it to Coach Clark because he does sacrifice a lot for us, tries his best to, make sure that we have the best, brightest future possible.
If you don't have somebody other than your parents in that corner telling you could do this, you're good at this, keep going, keep trying, it's like, I don't even know. I'm just very thankful I got someone like that in my corner other than my parents.
It just come with experience. It come with having to go through some stuff at times, some bumps on the road, and just going through those hardships. The most important thing that we did over those 4 weeks was we got into a better academic standing. We concentrated on study hall through the good, through the bad, and everything else. That was one thing that I'm just so super excited about. Our administration, was able to get, an English teacher, science teacher, social studies, a math teacher. We start every single practice in a classroom and study hall. That was the biggest thing that I was proud of. I don't know how lucky I am or how blessed I am to just be a small part of their lives.
The Vikings moved on to St. Joe's Prep for the city championship, a team they have lost to in consecutive years for the same title. Northeast was still confident that this would finally be their year.
We've been to this point many a times. We've come up short. Our last time against them was our closest, game with them. We want to be able to not only win public league championships, but we want to win city titles and state championships in this program as well.
We always tend to go head-to-head, close battles. Over the last few years of getting closer and closer, I feel like this year we'll get off the hump and finally beat them.
Throughout this season, throughout the summer, and right after our spring season, all of our attention was how can we prepare to put ourselves in position to beat the Prep.
One job only. Let's come out here with this W. We're going Vikings on 3. 1, 2, 3, Vikings!
The 5-3 Vikings faced no small task versus the 6-time PIAA state champions, and that ramification was felt early as St. Joe's Prep jumped to an easy 31-0 by halftime. The Vikings were unable to keep up with all three phases of the ball, losing 41-6 to cap off the 2021 season. You might only think these brotherhoods run through each school, but it goes much deeper. These friendships and relationships all of these athletes create go well beyond their specific communities. These players root for one another, grieve together, rally around each other. Simply put, they all rely on one thing: to just be good brothers. It's all a part of their relentless drive.
So don't ever forget. Don't ever forget the little things. Don't ever forget the moments that you got with the person next to you. Because nothing is promised. No day is promised.